Hello everyone out there, welcome to the Oklahoma Wildcrafting Festival. As you've seen in previous videos, we're doing a lot with the wild edibles and foraging and incorporating that into Ludivine. So out here we're showing what you can do, how you can become a part of the movement. You can go to okwildcrafting.org and find out what events Jackie's putting on. Today I'm here speaking with my friend Marc Dunham from Francis Tuttle. So this is going to be a quick uptake to show you guys how this movement is growing and how this sort of dining and eating is slowly making progress among a wider demographic of people that are really interested in finding new, better things to eat and going against, in some ways, the established system of food restaurants in this country. So we're going to take you inside, you're going to see people, check out some of the foods people have made, and see what people are doing with wild foods these days in Oklahoma. Let's go check it out.
Anyway, wildcrafting in Oklahoma is probably the best state that you could ever choose to wildcraft in. We're number 2 in plant diversity. We have wild edibles and the mushrooms, and then we have the herbs. And so what you get out there is just astounding. The biggest thing about wildcrafting is ethics. And that just goes to tell everyone how important that we leave something for those that come after us.
I've always been interested in eating locally because it tastes better, because there's no argument, there's no amount of marketing that will influence you one way or the other, whether a tomato that comes off the vine in your backyard tastes better than the one that comes from Chile. It's just common sense, it just tastes better. A lot of times people like to complain and say, well, it's the industry's fault. It's the industry's fault that tomatoes are what they are. It's the industry's fault that butternut squash is year-round and it tastes bad. It's the industry's fault that... I don't think that way at all, but I have a very different opinion. A lot of people do not like this opinion. I think it's our fault. I think it's Americans' consumer behavior's fault. If there is not a demand for it, there's simply not a way to make money. And that's what I tell my students all the time. They say, well, that tomato doesn't taste good. I said, stop buying it. It's in December. You walked into the grocery store, you made a conscious choice to buy that tomato. If you continue to buy stuff out of season, there will always be demand for it. It's not the business people's fault. They're in business to make money. They are simply reacting to a very simple method of supply and demand. And if there's demand, somebody is going to be out there to supply it, period.
So, everyone out there is thinking, what can I do with my wild foraged fruits and stuff? And you can make pies and you can make jams. Or you can make good old Oklahoma wild fruit hooch. Right here is someone here made some sand plum wine. If you want to know how to make this stuff, it's extremely simple. Technically I can't tell you, but I can tell you that it involves sugar, water, yeast, fruit. Good old Oklahoma sand plum wine. So if you're looking for something to do with wild fruit, I didn't tell you, but this stuff's delicious. And that's what we do at Ludivine. We don't have a set menu. If it's a drought like last summer, it gets really tough and you have to get really creative. And during last summer is when we met Jackie. And that opened up a whole new world to what food could be in Oklahoma. And I've been able to find more and more of what we ate prior to this huge refrigeration, prior to World War II, prior to the industrialization of the food system in Native America. Learning from Jackie, this is what people ate. This is what people grew, and this is how they lived off the land. And so what we're really trying to do at Ludivine is slowly but surely fine-tune what our food is and what it can be, and then trying to elevate it for people. And when Marc says trust chefs, you really have to trust us. And that's when it goes into cooking with wild edibles. You really have to trust us. A lot.
Okay, we had 2 contests, one for edible wild made jams and jellies, the other one for everything else, wild foods. The judges really liked the jellies. The one that won the jams and jellies contest was the prickly pear jelly. So congratulations.